So, but let's talk about AI because, like, you were on this tip 10 years ago when nobody
Yes.
else was. And I always thought he's right. Why? Because I've seen too many movies. Everything that happens in movies then happens in real life. And you know, if you make things that are way smarter than you, why wouldn't they become your overlords? So, what did you say to Chuck Schumer, and what are we doing about this? I know you want to pause in AI because just in the last 6 months with ChatGPT, which came from a company you started.
Yes. Well, I mean, a friend of mine has a sort of modification of Occam's razor. So instead of the simplest thing being the most likely, the most ironic outcome is the most likely.
Right. Right. Yes.
So, with respect to AI, I just think we should have some sort of regulatory oversight. So, for anything that is a danger to the public, if it's sort of aircraft, cars, food and drug and whatnot, we've got some regulatory oversight, like a referee, essentially, and making sure that companies don't cut corners. So I think that if one agrees that AI is a potential risk to the public, then there should be some regulatory body that oversees what companies are doing so that they don't cut corners and potentially do something very dangerous. That's.
And if we don't do something, lay out a scenario for me in the next 2, 5, 10 years if nothing is done, because we're very good at doing nothing, especially when it comes in the way of profit, and this is a big profit engine now for companies. They're going to want to just compete with each other. I mean, there are people like Ray Kurzweil who doesn't think it's a problem at all.
Actually, Ray Kurzweil's prediction for artificial superintelligence is 2029. He's not far wrong.
Right. But he doesn't think it's a problem, whereas people like you and Bill Gates and Stephen Hawking think it's a problem.
Yeah, it depends. If some people want to live forever or for a much longer period of time, and they see AI as the only way to, or digital superintelligence as the only thing that can figure out how to get them to live forever, I think Kurzweil is in that category. So he would prefer to have AI, artificial general intelligence, than not, because it can figure out longevity.
So are you optimistic? I read in your Rolling Stone article back in the day that you said you can never be happy unless you're in love.
Well, you can be half happy, I suppose. I mean, there's two things. I think to be most happy, if you're happy in love and you love your work, then you'll be, I think, fully happy. If you lack either of those two, if you have one of those two things, you'll be half happy, roughly. Right.